Welcome to your natal chart report. This is the Peace Dealer, and I hope you gain an understanding of this natal chart that really serves to enlighten the full merit of the mastery of your spirit. This is the Peace Dealer. I think I just said that, my bad. We do see that not only do you have your sun mastered in Virgo, but you also have your rising in Sagittarius and your moon in Pisces, which, are you ready? Okay. Makes you a vessel alien. You are an alien, my friend. And you're the same class of alien that I am. A vessel alien. Vessel aliens, a Saturn vessel alien. Saturn vessel aliens are able to establish a world family, intuit the strategies of world leaders, manifest protective shields, create life extending or life sustaining rituals. The most important thing of all about being a Saturn vessel alien, especially in Pisces, is that we have inner authority. Okay? Inner authority means before you listen to any other advice or before you tap into any other authority outside of yourself, you must go with it. You must, first of all, go deep within your soul and be like, what do I perceive about this? And then everything around that you can now, move forward with. You probably already do this. To go even deeper, you are a princess of magic. And when I say princess, that bears higher rank than queen or king. So I don't mean to say that in a flattering way. It's actually a huge deal. It's a great title. Princess of Magic, Master of Magic, in that your rising moon and sun is all mutable. So you are living magic. The very essence of your being is an event space where you create change wherever you go. This is evidenced by the MC in Virgo. You're going to change the way the world analyzes and sees the reality of facts. And because you have this mutable energy, your goal, if you're ever employed, is to call out and fix the upper management, to fix the job, and then you're out of there. All right? If you want to stay, you can. But if you find that you don't stay in the same job or place, you're not meant to. You're actually just supposed to fix it and go. Nothing ever is the same after you, but it's before you, after you. Okay? So I want to break down the significance of being a Saturn vessel alien in Pisces. Okay? I have Saturn vessel alien quality in Capricorn. And when it comes to soul quality, it's very important to look at, okay, the last 4 zodiac signs, but especially the last 3 zodiac signs. The last 3 zodiac signs represent God consciousness, the last 4. But the last 3 are the upper echelon and represent the peak before we start again at Aries. So I have one of the most powerful souls in existence. And being Saturn vessel aliens makes us incredibly old souls. There's only two souls that I won't say give me a run for my money, but are at an even higher and more ultimate level based on the Capricorn energy. And that is the Aqua Moon and the Pisces Moon. The Aqua Moon, which is the manifestation of Capricorn expressed through knowledge, power converting to knowledge, and then the Pisces Moon, which is the extension of the Capricorn power representing the ultimate perception, answering the question why. And so it is a huge deal that you have Saturn vessel alien magic in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is the soul group where all of you have reality warping superpowers. It is literally the authority over imagination to change reality based off of what you imagine. Hence leading into the anxiety and the suppression of your generation not to tap into this, but you will break through during your Saturn. Even more amazing is, once again, and I like to reference my brother Apollodite, Tim Losi. He is Moon, Saturn, Pisces mastered there. Y'all have a very special receptivity to the divine nature of law, structure, and order, which is not so much dissolved in Pisces, but now becomes metaphysical. And so this makes you an authority over metaphysics. Metaphysics pertaining to phenomena beyond the traditional range from which we can perceive physically. Basically all the unseen stuff. And so your deep understanding of this as a Sagittarius rising is important. You understand it deeply because you have your rising in Sag. You can literally see into this. You have the clairvoyant magical ability, you have the magical ability to see into the unseen. And then you also have the mastered analytical ability to take to the world your analysis of what you're aware of and what you're seeing. It's a fancy way of saying you're a divine badass. And this now gives you the vibration of divine mastery. You are the amazing divine master of magic and conscious reality. A very important understanding and aspect of this skill with which you express takes the deepest element of people's inner worlds and brings it out in a masterful way that weaves the reality and practical implications of facets of existence that may have been hidden to most people, especially as it pertains to most people. With all this 12th house Scorpio energy, it's a hidden wisdom that you have and is representative of the misunderstanding that has the potential to be experienced because most people in this world are just dumb motherfuckers who don't know how to think for themselves and need other people to think for them. I wish that that was a joke. I wish that I was just being an asshole. Unfortunately, it's true. It's actually one of the hugest pandemics the world has ever faced. Worse than any disease. The disease of, a lack of critical thinking. And so the wisdom with which because remember, occult means hidden. And so the occult wisdom that you have at the highest supernatural divine 12th house level grants you a very legendary understanding of psychological dynamics that is better not even to put in words because it can just get you gaslighted and more misunderstood. And so this is so important because this is very much so wrapped into your destiny. It's not as simple as saying you're not ready for this conversation and not having it with people. 12th house Scorpio is dangerous. You can reveal certain things to someone before they're ready to get this wisdom, and they'll die. So just really keep that in mind. When I give readings to people and I interpret 12th house Scorpio, I have on record and proof with recordings how my calls will just drop. Like I'll be talking about 12th house Scorpio and like, boom, the call cuts. Like it's a very supernatural hidden energy because Pluto doesn't like their secrets to be revealed. And so 12th house Pluto makes one adept in the art of black magic, and it can make one paranoid because you're very aware of the blended element of the collective unconscious and the fact that, you know, most people aren't pure and most people are actually evil. This is also ironic because Scorpio is purity. And so you're purifying the spiritual element of your path, and you're awakening this within people. It's just the awakening process of this is dirty and nasty in the sense that it awakens all the unresolved unconscious habits and emotions and trauma of an individual to be addressed. Normally, this isn't ever really addressed, and this can end up being more messy than when it began, which is why a lot of this energy is hidden. But it's your destiny to transform, evolve, and polish the psychological mental state of every single individual, allowing you to take a lot of your mastery and dedicate it to the less fortunate and not really mentally ill as much as just demonically possessed. Because it's going to come off as a mental illness, but you have the wherewithal to sense that these psychological maladies have a deeper vibrational significance that borders on textbook demonic or impure spirit possession, that through exorcisms and extractions, and in your case just outright ethering and casting away into the depths of underworld realms, could free these people and can free people from their bondage. And this is even more important because it's not really like, oh, we're just going to help these sick mentally people. You're able to tap into this part of everybody and see this in everybody, even people who think that, you know, there's nothing wrong with them. I was laughing earlier when I was doing this reading because the very last woman that I read right before you was also a Sagittarius rising and a Virgo sun. I just love coincidences like that. I thought that was really awesome. So, this is very, very, very amazing because you definitely step into a special type of mastery whenever you are just around people, when you want to think about how this energy activates, because you're super mutable, it's very much so triggered by just your presence, just by you being there. This is going to produce cause-effect relationships that definitely speak more to a special level of unconscious, deep emotions that get raised in other people when you talk about what you talk about and when you express what you express. All this coming from the depth of your pure heart stirs up with the trine to Mars and Cancer indirectly deep-seated stuck emotions that you can infer lightly or directly in order to really deeper intimately connect with people. Because remember, you can see and analyze. And then with your Pisces moon, this grants you the ultimate understanding of why things happen. So Gemini answers what, which you answer 7th house to other people. Virgo answers how. Sagittarius answers what it means. And Pisces answers why. And so you understand the why, moon in Pisces, for how things play out. it's just huge. This is huge. This is why Pisces Moon is the completed version of Virgo, because now you have the best of both worlds. You have the analytical awareness, but also the intuitive receptivity to very much so fill in the lines with color and answer why things are based on how you see they are, and be receptive to what can change. I think it's even more significance that it's the moon and not the sun, okay, versus moon in Virgo. So you got it going on. You got it going on. Your sun is next to your MC, and so this mastery is aligned with your legacy. You are your legacy, okay? You are this public figure and master magician, rather, that with Chiron here also allows you to be a healer. So as a Sagittarius rising, you step into chapter 2 of your Jupiter lesson. And chapter 2 of your Jupiter lesson is wealth. And it's now that you've awakened more to the magic of your identity, okay? And being born 94, this is the first time, this is your first rodeo, okay? It's ironically not the first time Jupiter talked to you, it's the second, but now that you're of age and you're coming to your Saturn, this second house juncture is what will be adding greater self-esteem to your value, pushing you to manifest more money. We know this is money because it's Earth. And we know it's value through practical action and power and clout. But what's the best part about this? Your Mercury and Mars, which is aligned with this supernatural intuitive force. You can think of this Capricorn energy as the force, like at the highest level. We got it like that. You are awakening for the first time out of this energy. And this is, if you see all this Capricorn energy, the Jupiter is literally evolving you right now. Boom. Pluto has never really made it here before. So Pluto retrograding here with Saturn is literally awakening this. Think of this as the inhibitive receptivity through subliminal messaging and reinforced psychological behavior that has served to suppress the literal F out of your own potential. And Pluto here is waking this up like, oh, F this. I'm way more capable. And it's you now deciding to, lead on your own terms instead of what you're told. It's coming of age. And so because this is also squaring your Mercury and opposing your Mars, it's effectively transforming the inhibitive factor that causes you not to express the entirety of your mind for fear of backlash or fear of looking weird, and also to really deal with others with the psychic clarity that you need to. It's also a fancy way of saying you're fully awakening your intuitive ability, which in the second house can allow you to come into windfalls of income because of the unconventional and transcendent nature of the way you even manifest, which is super amazing. Like, you can think of a number you want to make for that day and make it, and take the action to make it, which is just like, once again, super amazing. Because the trine that this makes to Virgo, as someone who has this energy too, thankfully my moon is on it, so I'm like directly receptive and understanding of it, but I'm not aware of it. And that could be very difficult. As an air sign, it's hard for me to be aware of these deeper earth mechanics. As an earth sign, you're not directly aware of it like a Capricorn, but you have this exalted awareness to analyze the supernatural nature of these cardinal actions, so that this analyzation perfects the aim with which you take action and the understanding which is lit. Especially once again, because of all this 12th house Scorpio energy, it could make you very privy with Mercury in the 11th, a sense of jealousy and shame. And this is where you don't necessarily want, because of the sheer intimidation, and because it's because of what you represent. If we think energetically, it's going to interact with other people's energy and whatever hosts and entities they hold within them. And so you never really want to take personally any type of negativity you feel or know from others, because it's either coming from a childish place or they don't know what the hell they're saying. They're just in their feelings. And I don't mean to say this in a joke. Like, it's very much so a psychological mental illness, like a demon possession. So like most people aren't even aware of it, and they think that that's just how they feel. But certain dark forces can just possess other people to get at you. And that's that Mercury square to the Neptune Uranus, which allows you a mastery of reading other people's body language. The depth of wisdom with which you exert is going to just seem like pure delusion to other people that are like muggles, not aware of the existence of magic in everyday reality. Unlike you and me that see this constantly, because we have spirits that enable us to perceive this. You either got it or you don't. You can develop it, but you either got it or you don't. So I really do want to honor this 12th house Scorpio energy, because the 94 year has Jupiter on Pluto on North Node. And a great example of this is Katja Elise Henry, who is an Aries rising with this energy. And like she literally creates workout programs to transform the bodies and psyches of people all over the world. So you can I know that her doing this is similar to what you do at an even more divine level as a Sagittarius rising, which is more psychological and deeply spiritual. Please remember that the 12th house is not only supernatural abilities, but also the house of undoing, and also a house of unconscious habits, opposite the 6th house of lifestyle. So what's very, very important is that you're definitely in a position to come into greater wisdom the more willing you are to how do I say it, represent facets of your private life that you're ready to share, especially as it pertains more so or less to supernatural dynamics that through your heart you sense. And this is what leads us to the 12th house Venus. You have this very deeply intuitive, wise understanding of what is meant to happen in ways that very powerfully, define accordingly a super, 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 super powerful understanding of the connections you have with people. And this is where Venus and Scorpio and Mars in in Cancer give this deeply emotional, intimate connectivity with this more psychological and emotional nature of individuals. Very, very, very interesting, to say the least. And moving forward, it's just going to be amazing how you truly break through into all this energy. All this Capricorn energy is fleshing into reality the nature of this darker Scorpio energy. And I don't necessarily even mean dark as bad as much as just, dark. And outside of that, this really, really, really allows you a powerful insight and understanding accordingly that will very amazingly not only transform your own spiritual path, but definitely lead you into a more powerful level of mastery moving forward. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you very much for your patience. And it was definitely a great honor to read your chart. Y'all stay blessed. as always. You stay blessed as always, and until next time, peace.